what's going on. It's commute time. We're driving to work. Again, it takes about an hour one way to get to work. And on my office days, I get there earlier so I can get a workout in before, which, you know, of course that means I have to get up even earlier to do the video. So I get up at 3 to do the video no later than 4. I like to wait till 4 because that's when I start to see the pre-market. And then hopefully out of the house, you know, between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. Usually it's closer to 5 o'clock. And then I can work out from 6 to 7 and then get to work by 7:30, something like that. And that's the office day life. When I'm home, life is much easier when I work from home. I work from home 3 days a week. I wish it was 5, but it is what it is. You know, it used to be 5 days in the office, so I'm grateful for what I have right now. All right. Anyway, what the hell? It's been a long time. Well, it's been about 2 weeks since we had a commute video. So I figured I'd make one. And I don't even have an agenda. I just hit the video on. But maybe I'll start with intermittent fasting. Why the hell not, right? So I have a couple videos actually in the archive if you're interested. When I first started intermittent fasting, you know, it was huge. I loved it. It was a huge thing. And it's still a huge thing. A lot of people actually do it. You know, more than you would think. And you don't know until you know actually talk to them. But I'm not going to talk too long about intermittent fasting, otherwise known as IF, acronym wise. So what the hell is it? Well, in short, it's basically allowing yourself windows to eat. So, which means the other window is not eating. So basically what you do is you don't eat for a specific amount of hours per day, which then would allow you to eat a specific amount of hours per day. So what my intermittent fasting schedule is, it's typically like a 16-8, which means I eat for 8 hours and I fast for 16. So the 16 hours I fast, it starts when I go to bed, which is 8-ish, 8, 9-ish. And then it stops when I eat lunch, which is 12:30-ish. And then I eat from 12:30 to 8-ish. But, you know, that's not really an aggressive fasting schedule, but it is my schedule Monday through Friday. The weekends they're always up in the air. For example, if I go for a run on the weekend, if I go for a 4 or 5 mile run in the morning, I usually can't make it until lunch. So I usually eat breakfast. But you know, in summary, my normal fasting is I just skip breakfast. My first meal of the day is lunch, and it's not that hard. I know a lot of people, when you talk to them about this, I can't do it. I need to eat breakfast. No, you don't. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. No, you're fine. Your body will survive. But everyone can do their own intermittent fasting schedule, you know, that works for them. When I was in the office 5 days a week, or 4 days a week, I was doing the 24, which means 20 hours fasting, 4 hours eating. And all this meant was I didn't touch any food until I got home from work. So basically, you know, from the time I went to bed till I got home from work again, I didn't eat food. And it was kind of tough on the days I went to the gym twice, to be honest, but like morning and afternoon. But if I just went to the gym once, it was doable. Some days harder than others. And what do I allow myself when I'm fasting? I allow myself water, black coffee, and, you know, sugar-free gum. That's what keeps me going. And no, I don't put anything in the coffee. It's black coffee. It has to be black coffee. Just think about, you basically just can't have anything with a calorie in it. I know a cup of black coffee has 5 calories, but you get the gist, anything with a decent amount of calories. So none of this flavored water crap and this and that. Just black coffee and water, and you'll be fine. You'll live. So yeah, I used to do the 20 hours fasting, 4 hours eating, and it worked awesome. It worked so much better, and especially for someone like me, because when I get home from work, I don't give a damn. I eat anything and everything that I damn well please. And unless I'm dieting, of course. So I'm either like obnoxiously, insanely eating, or I'm actually dieting and eating smart. There is no in between with me, unfortunately. So that's why intermittent fasting is a permanent thing for me. And right now the 16/8 is what I'm using. It's not, it works, but again, I'm eating way too much in that 8-hour window, especially when I get home from work. I don't really eat at work. I eat a salad at work, but for lunch. But when I get home, I just don't. There's no rules, right? I just eat whatever, and I like it that way. So if I want to keep it that way, I have to work out more. I have to run more. I have to, eat better during certain times. God, it's hot as hell in the car. But I don't know. I just can't do that the entire 8-hour window. If there's a 2-hour window or I'm eating kind of bad, that's okay. But you get the gist. But anyway, intermittent fasting, if you have not heard of it, I highly recommend you research it. It's worth a read. There are tons and tons of benefits in doing it. And there's also benefits in doing a 2-day fast, which is extremely hard. But, again, the benefits of fasting may surprise you. But yeah, intermittent fasting, it's a part of my lifestyle now. It's something I do. Let me get air on now. It's something I do on a daily, and it's just normal, normal routine. Again, sometimes the weekends I can't do it, but I do it Monday through Friday for sure. I never eat breakfast. I don't need to, right? Especially at work. I don't when I right now I'm going to the gym. I get back to work. I have a coffee. I'm good. And then I work out at lunch, and I order a salad. And I eat a salad, and that's what my first meal is. So, and it works out good. But again, am I at the weight that I want to be? Absolutely not. My fat pants are pretty much snug. So obviously I'm not at a great point right now, but I'm doing, it's getting warmer out, which means I can run outside much, much more. And it also means I may, I'll be going to the beach soon, going to the pool soon. So that's motivation as well. So I just got to stay motivated. Go to the gym, which I am, obviously, but it's mainly more about diet. The gym is not a problem. The diet is always a problem. So as long as I keep fasting and I eat somewhat reasonable, then all will be okay. But yeah, if you guys don't know what intermittent fasting is, go check it out. It's definitely awesome. I have a video on it about the benefits. I'm not going to get into that now, so go check out that video. If I remember, I'll pin it to this video, which, who knows? It's an office day. Everything will be forgotten once I get to work. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was options, options trading, and how big it's become, how big it's going to become. So if you think about it, what's the biggest thing in the stock market right now? I mean, to me, it feels like the high yielding funds are becoming just a massive, massive part of the stock market, right? They're becoming more and more popular, and they're growing. All of the funds are growing, and not to mention, there's more and more funds. I think I just saw Granite, I think is the company. they just came out with a whole bunch of funds that are going to compete with yield max, and it just shows you the market for this. I think Granite's been an established fund manager for a while, so the fact that like all these different Goldman Sachs, all these different companies have come out with it. Global X was really the first one. They came out with QYLD, and for the longest time people looked at QYLD as high risk, right? And they didn't mess with it. Now, in the conversation of high yield funds, if you talk about QYLD, that's the safe play. And it's the conservative play. Who would have thought? Because when I started investing, I was a dividend investor from day one. I was all about the dividend growth. So, for me, like a 2% yield, starting yield, that was normal. But I wanted a 10% annualized growth rate. And I looked at QYLD, I'm like, 10, 12% yield, this is a scam. Like, this is not gonna last, this is a waste. But in reality, the fund actually works out, rather well. But it gets that, people look at it differently because of the starting yield, and they judge it by the starting yield. Because when you look at like regular companies, like individual stock companies, if they have a high yield, like something like that, 10%, that's not good, right? Because typically it's 10% either because the stock price dropped, or it's 10% because they are crazy and they can't afford it. I don't know. It's never a safe play in that aspect. The only time 10% or more is warranted is when it comes to options. So if you think about it, any high yielding fund, and all these are ETFs, of course, all of them do options. The only reason they can pay a high yield is options. So what does that tell you? Options makes money. The money is in options, right? Obviously, you can make money tons and tons of different ways, but if you're a high yield investor, you must be thinking, what are they doing? Like, I need to learn about this options world. Like, how do I get into this? Because you could do it yourself, and it's amazing. Like, I always say, like, do yourself a favor and at least learn how to do options. I'm not saying everyone should do options, because there's a lot of reasons for that. Number one is nobody has the time. Again, the stock market is open from 9 to 4. Oh no, I'm sorry, 9:30 to 4, right? And everyone works during that time frame. So who has really the time to do options? No one. But if you at least understand it and how it works, then at least you can make the decision of whether or not you're going to play the game. But anyway, so all of these funds, they do all different types of options, and that's how they're able to pay you anywhere from 10%, sometimes up to 100%. And again, that's the power. It's really the power of options, and it's really truly amazing. So I got into options kind of by just word of mouth. I got into the investing world through like social media outlets. People were saying you should learn options, and in the beginning I kept pushing back. I'm like, this is enough, because I just got into investing. I'm like, I can't handle anymore. And then one day I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. And at the time I was using Robinhood, so I just watched a bunch of YouTube videos. I read a lot, and I don't read for shit, but I did read about options, and it was worth it. So I did first learn on Robinhood, and I was, addicted to the wheel strategy right away because I am addicted to income, right? I'm not addicted to hit it like the lottery tickets, like buying calls, right? That's the lottery tickets I consider. So if you buy a call, what are you doing? You're essentially just, you're buying the stock and you're hoping it goes up. Obviously, when you buy a call, you're paying a premium, which is obviously much cheaper than the stock, but you're paying a premium for the right, not the obligation to buy, the stock for X amount if it goes above the strike price. So I was not into buying calls, buying puts. I was interested in the sell aspect, selling puts, selling calls, because, and most people, they when they first get involved, they do selling covered calls, because at that point they already own shares of a stock. So if you own 100 shares, it's not that hard to sell a call on 100 shares. So that's why most people start with that and then they go from there. But yeah, anyway, I got addicted to the wheel strategy, and that's what I did in the beginning. And I had, a blast with it. The only problem, like my biggest issue was I was chasing premium. Like people chase yield, I was chasing premium. So it was all in the mix of the GameStop AMC saga. So I was using those types of stocks. I was using 1-800-PET-MEDS. That was another volatile stock, which I actually thought was safe. Last I checked, they were terrible. I guess Chewy really killed them. But, stocks like that. Another stock was like TDS. But then, I saw the premium on AMC. I'm like, oh my God. So I just started using that. And then I did JME. And then I did TQQQ. And don't get me wrong, I would love to do TQQQ again. The problem is the amount of money that you have, right? So when I consider doing the wheel strategy or selling puts, selling calls, going forward, I need to make sure I can buy this stock 10 times over. At a minimum, 5 times over. And why is that? It's just because in case you get in trouble, right? If I sell a put on all right, let's say it's a $50 stock, and I sell one contract. If I sell one put, that's $5,000. If I want to buy that stock 10 times over, at least, for, around that price range, was that 50,000? That, do I have that? Well, that's basically all I have in my taxable, so that would be all my money. But yeah, that would be the maximum I could do in my taxable account. But, anything more than that, I'm not comfortable doing. I'm not even comfortable doing that, to be honest, because 40% of my account is, I'm paying the high yield funds to do my options trading for me. I'm doing some on my own, but, the majority of it is I'm paying the experts to do it. And a lot of people, their argument with these high yield funds, there's two arguments. And the first argument is, if this strategy works so great and you understand options, why don't you just do it yourself? And my answer to that is, I don't have the time. Some of these strategies that they're doing, like Defiance and Roundhill, they do daily puts, daily calls, right? These are daily transactions. I gotta get over this guy. But and I don't have time for that. I don't have time to do daily puts or daily calls. Weekly, maybe, okay, but if I can't trade, I'd love to do options on all these different stocks, but I can't. So I'm paying them to do it. I'd love to do stocks on the different indexes, but I can't. So I'll pay them to do it. But that's why I'm not doing options on all of my money. I'm doing options on some of my money. But anyway, what the hell was I even talking about? But so yeah, once you learn it, people always say, oh, you gotta do paper trading, man. You gotta do paper trading. That's the best way to learn. But I would never tell anyone to do that, because me personally, won't do it. I have to use money, actual money. If I don't have skin in the game, I don't give a crap. I'm not gonna sit there and paper trade. Yay, I won fake money. Like, what the hell's the point of that? I get it. It's smarter. It's the better way to learn. But I don't have the time or patience. I'm putting my money in, and I'm gonna gamble with my money right away. And that's what I did. And I made money in the beginning. I lost some money, but in the end, it was like really, really good learning experience. And then I had to stop myself because I lost, I think, a decent amount on TQQQ or GME. And I had to like put myself in check and like, hey, slow your roll. You're done with options. And I stopped completely with options for, a year or two. And then these funds came out, Yield Max, right? And then obviously I was still a dividend investor. I never stopped dividend investing. And this came out. I'm like, all right, that's a scam. And then I read into it. I'm like, okay, this is actually smart. There's strategy. So I'm like, all right, I'll pay them to do the options for me. And I'm, still doing that. I'm still paying them to do the options for me. The only difference is it kind of reminded me how awesome options is. Like the advantage, like what an opportunity it is to trade options. Like it really is like awesome. Like, and it's unbelievable just to think that, like, if you just own stocks and you get paid dividends, like that alone is unbelievable if you think about it, right? It is. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's a great feeling. It's the best. But if you own the stock and you collect dividends and you get paid for essentially agreeing to sell them at a certain price at a certain date, if you get paid additional money for that, that's even better. Like, how you cannot even compare. Like, it's just unbelievable. So like that alone is just, I don't know, it's too good to not learn. And again, if you learn and you decide it's not for you, that's one thing. But to just not try and learn it, you're doing a disservice to yourself. Like, if you're in the investing world, if you're listening to this video, obviously you're into investing. So I'm speaking to people who are into investing. But if you're one of those people that said, I'm not smart enough to learn options, or I don't have the time to learn options, or it's not for me, please just stop it. Please just go watch an options trading for beginners video and begin the process of learning. Another freaking red light. God. But yeah, it doesn't have to be mine, because again, I'm not the best teacher. There's a lot better teachers out there. But if you like the language I speak, the tone, the level I speak, then watch mine. Again, I promised everyone a new whiteboard video about, options trading. So that's coming out soon. I don't know when. It's just when I have, I don't know, hopefully time at home and empty house, peace and quiet, that my kids won't run in the room. But it'll come out, and hopefully it'll help people, because again, it's just a topic that I love to talk about. And I don't even use all of the different options. There is tons, way too much that I don't even know. I don't even have a clue about. I'm an options rookie. Like, I am not the options expert by any means. I just understand what I want to understand. And granted, yes, I'm kind of hypocrite because I don't utilize other strategies, but I don't want to, I don't want to. When I'm retired, I am going to be full-time options. I'm going to definitely, at least the first year, I'm just going to play around in all kinds of options. I just can't do it with my current lifestyle. So I keep it simple. All right. I do the wheel. I sell puts. I sell calls. If anything, the most I do is like one a day. I'll sell a put today. I'll sell a call tomorrow. Something like that. And that's it. It takes a second. Go in the bathroom. Boom, done. But yeah, like I was saying, if you're one of those people that are just like, I can't learn it, I don't have the time, it's not worth it, please just stop yourself. Oh my God, another freaking Red light. You can't make this up. I'm hitting every single red light. This workout's never happening. It's because it's leg day. Oh, God. It's a red light and literally no one at the intersection. You gotta love it. But anyway, it's way too light out too. But yeah, go check it out. It's well worth it. But who do you listen to? I don't know. Just Google options trading for beginners, okay? And that's it. And then you can take it from there. Are there books? Absolutely, there's books. But again, not everyone's a book person. I'm not a book person. I read a book, kind of helped. A lot of it was over my head. I didn't use a lot of it, but it was just additional, learning. But the real learning happens when you actually do options on the computer, on the platform, on the phone. And the best way I learned is I had people in a chat room, not the Discord, it was another chat room at the time. And there were people that were willing to answer my questions. So now I would love to return that favor via the options trading channel in my Discord. So if you're a beginner and you have questions, ask away. Not even just to me. There's people, all types of people who know a lot about options, and people who can actually read charts, people who have a better plan than I do, people who scoped out the whole thing, people who speak Greek, all kinds of people. And then there's me, who I speak numbers. I say, okay, sell put, sell call, up, down, left, right, boom, boom, boom. That's my language. Because again, I keep it simple. I don't like to overcomplicate it. It's not, you don't have to make it overcomplicated. Most people would say I trade options like a fool, but I do options that works for me, right? If like right now I'm trading TSLL, double leverage fund of Tesla. If it goes down, I'll sell a put. If it goes up, I'll sell a call. And that's it. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. If it goes down for a long time, I sell a lot of puts. Yes, I will own a lot of shares. That's unfortunate, but I have trust in the underlying that it will eventually go the other way. And when it happens, I will sell calls. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So, and it's been working. Honestly, the most important part is I am having, no lie, I'm having fun. A lot of fun doing it. So, I need to make like a TSLL trading channel, TSLL options party channel, because there's a lot of people that do trade it, and it's just a great fun. Not only because it's cheap, plus it's Tesla. It's just a good fun to trade options on, and I'm having a blast doing it. I know people laugh at how much I make. Oh my God, all that for $20? Yeah, $20 in a day. That's good. That's good money. $20 today, maybe $30 tomorrow, maybe nothing the next day, maybe $40 the next day. That's good money. To me, everyone has their own definition of good money. Plus, you have to keep within your risk tolerance. So if you want to keep within a certain risk tolerance, you don't want to be making too much money, or else that means you're gambling away, at the same time, too much money. It's getting cold in the car again. This weather's like right in the middle of cold and hot. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a weird video. I talked about intermittent fasting, and then I talked about options. But yeah, let's keep this conversation going. Come join the Discord. There's an options trading channel, and let's begin the discussion. All right. If you know nothing about options, you are welcome. If you know a little about options, you are welcome. If you're the options expert, come help us. Come save us. Come share your knowledge and help train all of us to become better options traders, because we're all on the same team, right? We all want to make money in the stock market. This is not a competition. So let's join forces and become experts together. All right? That's what this channel's about. That's what the Discord's about. It's just regular, normal freaking people who work all the time and want to learn about investing and hope to retire early. That's it. That's me. I'm driving to work. Corporate, typical corporate, freaking 9 to 5 cubicle, whatever, right? And hoping to retire early. So anyway, guys, as always, not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, nor did I shave today for work. But that's another problem. Please do your own research. Seriously, do your own research. Stay within your own comfort level. Don't do what others are saying because, they say it's right. Everyone has their own risk tolerance. Everyone knows their own threshold, and everyone, should take care of their own money. It's your money. Make your own decisions. But if you guys enjoy these commute videos, this content, please hit the like button or leave a comment down below. Again, I feel like I always make these videos, I'm like, no one's going to want to listen to this. And then people tell me they do, and I'm like, okay, I'll keep going. So every time I hear that, in the comments, that's a boost, and I just continue, and I'll just make these videos every week. Sometimes twice a week, sometimes once a week. No more than that, though. That's any more than 2, it'd be overkill. But this is the only video I'll be doing commute-wise this week, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, tune in for the next week if this entertains you. But yeah, thank you for watching. And keyword, I'll do a keyword. Screw it. If you made it this far in the commuting video, I'll do, and you could type this keyword, then you are a true ROD subscriber. Keyword today is commuting sucks, because it does suck, and most people do it. Commuting sucks. I commute an hour, so you could write commuting sucks and then tell me how long your commute is. All right, so that'll be the keyword for today. All right, let me know down below. Commuting sucks for me. I commute 1 hour one way, so 2 hours for the day. So let me know what you guys do. Anyway, if you don't commute, then good for you. If you're retired, even better. But that's all I got for today. I'm out of here. I'm almost at the gym, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.